energy, energy, energy at 55, going on 56. Today, we're going to talk about the new post-menopausal body right now. All right, guys, let's get into it. So this is the new post-menopausal body at 55, going on 56. Now, this body is completely natural. No HRTs, just good health, good living, wise decisions, and knowing how to connect with nature. Things have changed since my mother's day and age. When you went through menopause, you went through hot flashes, you lost a ton of muscle, you gained a bunch of fat, depression, sleepless nights, and today it doesn't necessarily have to go down like that. Today I'm going to break down some of the reasons why I've been able to stay lean, keep muscular development as I go from 55 into 56. My period stopped about 6 months ago. And now I'm going off into close to 68. I work with clients every day of all ages, men and women of all ages, but I'm starting to notice guys, young guys with low testosterone under 200. I'm noticing women who are incredibly estrogen dominant. This is starting at younger and younger ages. People are so desperate to become healthy and to lean out, they start doing things like fasting or jumping into an ice bath in hopes to get shredded. And this is where people are sorely, that's the expression, mistaken. What I've noticed with men and women from different ages, backgrounds, population, is that the environment, what you eat, what you put on your skin, how you think, how you sleep, how you connect with nature or not, is indicative of how your body is going to respond to hormonal fluctuations, especially with diet. For example, diet is so interesting. I'm so freaking stoked that I've been doing a keto diet for so many years because I've been able to moderate my hormones through moderating my blood sugar. Before, I ate things like sandwiches or I had like granola cereal and my blood sugar was very, very dysglycemic. I had hypoglycemia. I'd crash in the afternoon, and this downregulates hormones. The hormones I'm talking about are insulin, thyroid, and your reproductive hormones. Let's start with your thyroid hormones. Your thyroid hormones are going to regulate a lot of things like temperature, the lushness in your skin, motility so you can poop, temperature regulation, and also fat burning. If you guys are not getting that T3, that thyroid hormone, into the cells, you're going to notice things like your hair falling out, constipation with the motility, your skin becoming extremely dry. You cannot regulate your temperature, and you have a very difficult time losing weight. You keep going down in calories, and you might lose water, but you're not actually losing the fat. So a lot of people, men and women, become so frustrated, and a lot of people do not understand that they're having issues either making thyroid hormone or T4 into T3 or even getting T3 into the cells because they keep going and taking these blood tests that say that they're normal, but the test cannot show if the hormone's getting into the cell. It can only show if it's in the blood. And that's a problem. For example, if I skip meals and my blood sugar starts to swing, right? My body will have to go into gluconeogenesis to raise my blood sugar so I don't crash. But let's say I do crash. And then the body's got to go into the adrenal system to release cortisol to break down proteins, amino acids in the body to raise your blood sugar. And this constant dip and spike makes the thyroid hormone turn down. Essentially, it's your body trying to slow you down, but because we're modern humans, we drink coffee and keep going, and then our hair starts falling out. And then we make poor dietary choices that make our blood sugar swing even more. And then we make seriously poor dietary choices that make our blood sugar start swinging even more. And after that, we might see a downregulation of our testosterone and our progesterone. Reproductive hormones for people are everything. Women who are going into menopause, they have been overstretching their adrenal system. That's the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, and thyroid axis. And if you keep doing that signaling, it's the here to here to here problem. If you're overstretching your lifestyle, your body, your sleep, then that whole axis goes like a domino effect and goes wonky. Now you're not producing enough testosterone. Now your progesterone is dropping and your blood sugar is skyrocketing and your body just won't do what you want it to do. Diet alone is not going to fix the problem, but it definitely is going to help. If you can balance your blood sugar, and you can do it through a ketogenic diet, that's the best, I think. You can also do it through a low-carb, high-fat diet, but you have to be very precise in your timing of your meals if you've developed dysglycemia. If you're doing a carnivore diet, it has to be a high-fat carnivore diet so you can get into ketosis, just like a ketogenic omnivorous diet, to balance the blood sugar. So grass-fed, organic, no APEEL. Those things matter. How you breathe, how you walk, how you stand, how you think. Because if you're going down the cortisol pathway, which is a stress hormone, that means that your testosterone is going to downregulate as you're going through post-menopause. If your testosterone is dropping, it's going to be a hard time to grow muscle when your ovaries burn out of making your reproductive hormones. Your adrenal glands are going to take over. But for your adrenal glands to take over, your diet has to be right so your blood sugar can balance. If your blood sugar is out of whack, then your adrenals are not going to produce enough progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone to keep you lean, to keep your body muscular, to keep your skin taut, and keep your sex drive cranking up. Because a lot of women, their testosterone drops at all ages, and the men, and they don't have a sex drive. They are depressed. Their skin starts to crepe. And understanding the steps that you need to take to counteract this unnatural way to age, it's not that hard. Just stay tuned. Insulin is the last hormone. This is the reason why I like for people to go and check their insulin and their A1C, their hemoglobin A1C, as well as their fasted blood sugar. If you understand what's going on with your blood sugar, you're going to understand what's going on with your insulin. If your insulin is resistant and you are secreting bolus amounts of insulin to get that blood sugar down or into the cells to be used as energy, then insulin can stack up in the bloodstream and start to damage the cells. You start to age. The hormones go like this, especially the reproductive hormones, and that is why balancing your blood sugar and then your insulin is so important. We also need to balance our insulin to drive protein into the muscle cells so they will grow. We want to be insulin sensitive as we get older because that's how you keep your muscular development as you age, is by balancing your insulin through dietary measures like getting into ketosis. When you grow up eating carbohydrates, your blood sugar becomes very unstable because as a hunter-gatherer in nature, we would never have processed carbohydrates that can easily enter the bloodstream, spike up your blood sugar, crash your blood sugar, and damage cells through glycation. The very last way you stay lean and fit is by exercising, Because exercising is not only going to help adrenal function and the secretion of DHEA, but also growth hormone. You have the growth hormone signaled from the pituitary, which is why getting sleep is so important, because you're going to be releasing that growth hormone at night. As you get older, it is so unnecessary for women to become estrogen dominant, low progesterone, and women and men, you're starting to take testosterone or HRTs like they're Tic Tacs. This is not normal in nature, and more naturopathic doctors and doctors are saying, no, this is totally normal. This is going to be anti-cancer. This is going to be this. This is going to be that, instead of actually trying to fix your health yourself. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors, or even 100 years ago, people weren't popping pills to stay healthy. There are cultures right now today who aren't taking HRTs and TRT, and in some of these Centurion cultures like the Okinawans that are climbing up coconut trees when they're 100 years old. The men still have muscle. Women are still small, petite, and haven't become tired, flashy, and estrogen dominant. Yeah, it's a thing. You got to regulate your blood sugar. You have to eat every couple of hours if you've developed dysglycemia. You have to get your feet in the soil. You have to connect this to the circadian rhythm. And it's the stuff I always talk about. But these are the reasons why I stay lean. And some of the ways that I do it is by meal prepping. It's by going outside. That's why I got a horse. I could be outside and get some vitamin D. Eating things like liver, right? Because the thyroid needs vitamin D. It needs selenium and iodine and vitamin C to produce thyroid hormone and to get it into the cell. And eating a bunch of muscle meat is not enough. If you guys want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com, sign up for a consultation. You can also join my monthly subscription course page through my website, through stephanieperson.com. You can find me on Instagram at Stephanie Ketogenic, and I need to change that name because I'm everything. I cover all 3 diets now because you guys can't all do keto or carnivore. Some of you have hypoglycemia or gallbladder issues, and you got to graduate yourself between these diets. The light keeps fluctuating and changing. It's like sun, cloud, but that's okay. Get ready for the challenge because all of this information is going on the challenge. I get a lot of women asking about menopause, and I'm going to sit down and show you some visuals, but I thought I would just do a quick talk on the importance of balancing your diet and what hormones are responsible for aging. This also includes men. The men, you guys are experiencing low testosterone and estrogen dominance through too many xenoestrogens, too many pesticides, plastic bottles. All of these endocrine disruptors are also jacking up your body. So pay attention to the water, pay attention to the lead exposure, pay attention to the plastics and the food, and try to eat grass-fed or organic produce. You can find me at Stephanie, the Business Person, on my Facebook fan page. And get ready for the challenge or sign up for a consultation, stephanieperson.com. And I'm out.